Aliens have been on my mind. Aliens have been on a couple people's minds as they've been in the news. Okay, well, let's take it back. Not aliens, but flying objects that maybe aren't identified. However, this game is more about abduction horror, as you can see in the words as they are written. This is the demo version, and I just got wind of this today, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna check it out. This could be a really short video. You have the advantage of knowing that. I don't at this present moment. So I'm gonna hope for the best here. Aliens are a little frightening. They are. I've had some weird alien phobias when I was younger, and truthfully, mostly over it, but the very idea of an abduction scenario is still fucking horrifying. So let's take a look at this. It looks cool. Unexplained phenomena occurred at Grayswood Farm. The night of August 7th, the Sherman family witnessed bright lights in the sky that moved at breakneck speed over the cornfield. The lights moved in a random direction at different speeds. After a while, they vanished. This strange behavior in the sky was observed at the same time each night for 5 nights. According to the owner of the farm, all the animals went crazy. The dog became aggressive, tried to attack him, and bit him. The children complained that someone was walking under their windows. Farmer Peter Sherman himself, in the field, saw a strange figure that did not look like a man. What is it? Deliberate deception? Drawing attention to oneself? Or a sensation about an alien invasion? Journalist Taylor Fox travels to Grayswood Farm to take a photo and make report for the local newspaper. A typical UFO abduction start. I've read, there's a book called Intruders from Bud Hopkins that I read that was supposedly based on a true tale from regression hypnotherapy. What is it called? Well, you remember the things. But the point is, it's a really good, book for... Let's say you don't believe any of it happened. It's still pretty fucking frightening if you just put yourself in that world for a bit. It doesn't look like I can turn off the motion blur without losing some of the other effects. So I'm gonna keep what we have here. That's the best evidence we have of UFOs, period. I mean, I really like the way the visuals look. Blur aside. This is the right kind of atmosphere for an Aliens game. Mr. Fox, like Fox Mulder. We made an appointment, but something bad happened. Our daughter went missing. My wife went to town for help. My son and I went to check out the farm. We'll leave notes for you and the police in case we pass each other. Be careful. Mystery sky object seen here. Perfect alien atmosphere so far. You got the shitty old house in the middle of the cornfield. You got the lights in the sky. You got the newspaper. My friend's still up there. Yep. You know, the reports of the UFOs being, basically, you know, the U.S. has said we don't know. They're like, we don't know what those things are. They're not ours. And if they're saying they're not ours, with the defense budget as high as it is in this country compared to all other countries, and these things can do, like, almost impossible feats. Like, sure, there's always room for error. There's always room for maybe this is just instrument error, or the pilots saw something, or some of the footage of, like, that Tic Tac and various other UFO stuff. I'm not saying it was aliens, but it was aliens. I just think it's happening now, and it's fascinating that it is. And as I've said in a previous video, it's also weird because not a lot of people really seem to give a shit. But again, like that picture you just saw, where I showed you the lights in the sky there. Like, if that's all we're getting, you know, we need a little bit more than that for anyone to, like, truly believe. There's a big stigma around UFOs and aliens anyway. I say UFOs, flying saucers, what, you know. And the truth is, if you're going to convince people that are very stoic about there not being UFOs and aliens, we got to have better proof than blurry photos. That's why the abduction accounts are so interesting to me. Oof. The abduction accounts are interesting because I know people will be like, well, they're just trying to sell books, they want attention. But in a lot of the cases I've read about, and yes, this is this kind of video now, sorry. Very strange sounds on the walkie-talkie, huh? The abduction cases I've, you know, read about or watched documentaries about. Is that an alien in the bushes? It ruins their lives, really. I mean, this isn't something... Sure, there's people that are mentally ill that think they're having abduction scenarios. Of course, we cannot discount that. But in terms of, like, a book deal or anything, not a lot of that has been all that successful, where their family, their friends, you know, a lot of people look at them weird. And you get to a point where you have to question, like, if they're just trying to, like, have a go at the public, and they're not just... And there's a lot of abduction stories over the years, like, a lot. I don't know, I mean, it just seems to fuck their lives up. And there's genuine terror. I mean, it could be nightmares and night terrors, but some of these accounts, some of the stuff I've seen from some of these people, very elaborate, and lots of trauma. Now, again, I'm sure there's a, you know, a scientist chat member, YouTube commenter that can explain exactly what the UFO abduction phenomenon is without any margin of error. I'm busting chops, don't worry. I want to believe, but and it is a very fishy thing, but truthfully, I have no idea what's out there. As I've said a million times, the topic is fascinating, and there's a lot of bullshit, there's a lot of misinformation. There's some stuff over the years I've read, some stuff I just can't explain away very easily. Like, what's this? How could this be fake? Definitely not CG or dudes in suits. Definitely not my alien friend Nortz. I learned a lot about these things. They're called the Greys. These are not little green men, but big, creepy, dangerous creatures. Basically, they can be described in the following way. Large head, disproportionate to the body, no hair. Bottomless black eyes, gray skin, long, thin limbs, and sharp claws. Claws. Their voices are like nothing else. These aliens are very aggressive toward people. It all starts with bright lights in the sky near home, which move along a certain way. Then people start to have nosebleeds, severe headaches, buzz in their ears, and animals start raging. Next, people start to have memory lapses, periods when they don't remember anything. When they come back to normal, they find themselves in unexpected places. For example, in the middle of a field, or on a road, a few kilometers away from home. Some of them have flashbacks of terrible memories, or as it says here, flashbacks. People remember terrifying experiences. The aliens established... Did you hear that noise? The aliens established control over their minds. This has affected their psyche. Also, they found the marks on the body, incisions to be exact, during palpation. Felt like something thick, like a foreign object moving under their skin. Some of that is in line with shit that I've read, and some of the information that you could find about the Greys from Zeta Reticuli. And some of it seems just totally fabricated for the game to make it scary. But I'm gonna say, as a believer, somewhat, that it's all fabricated anyway. I mean, unless they told someone, and even then, that's the burden of proof is like, okay, well, what, an alien telepathically told you this stuff. Okay, cool. Alright, gotcha. Photo from the internet. Perhaps Peter Sherman saw something similar. It looks creepy. Photo from the internet. Okay, so I wonder if any of this is the alien abduction stuff from 1995, which was a TV special that was a hoax. Like, you know, for entertainment. I've seen these. I own that middle one. They are creepy looking. That's why, one of the reasons I was so afraid of them as a kid. Like, I had my alien, fear. My phobia was, one, this is gonna sound dumb for those of you that don't know, but Independence Day, because their technology was so far above our own, and they could destroy, like, New York, and I was scared. And two, I read books about abductions and about cattle mutilations when I was, like, a little too young, like 9 or 10. And, like, that was my first depression, I think. Like, I'm not even kidding. I'm pretty sure that was my first bout of anxiety and depression. I know, I'm a fucking weird person. I know. Found my old diary from when I was 15 years old. How could I forget that? Today was the most exciting and scary day of my life. I saw the aliens. My parents think I'm lying, but it's true. I was fishing from an abandoned pier on the river. Suddenly, I was deafened by a roar coming from behind. I turned around, very low above the ground. A huge disc with 4 flashing lights or windows was hovering. I felt a punch that seemed to throw me into the air. I froze there, as if in zero gravity. Everything around me became blindingly bright. I seemed to lose consciousness. I remember seeing these 3 aliens with gray skin and big eyes. I was placed on the table, as if I was welded to it. They were standing over me. It seemed to me they communicated with each other telepathically. Then one of them came over and did something to my head. I don't remember anything else. I woke up on the pier later that evening and managed to make it home. My head was buzzing, and I walked home as if in a delirium. When I got there, I found several cuts on my body and 2 small, very smooth holes behind my ears. What was that? I'm scared to sleep. The implants. There's, I think there was a case, I forget where you could find it or look it up. That door was not closed before. But the implants are a thing where I think they took one out and it was material that could not be identified. That's what I saw in whatever program I was watching. So take that for what you will, of course. Grain of salt. But it's a world of uncomfortable shit when you start looking into the, all the details of the UFO phenomenon and the abduction shit. It gets, like I said, a lot of misinformation, a lot of bullshit, a lot of, you know, japes, but also some genuinely frightening information. I gotta be honest, I would not want to live here. With what these people have experienced and have written about, there's not a chance in hell I would want to stay at a place like this. I'm even a little bit perturbed to go back outside. Don't like it. I don't like it. Did I miss something in the house? Even just walking to the van was kind of frightening. Because at that point I was expecting the alien to do a booty dance in the cornfield, truthfully. As professional as I'd want to be for something like this, I'd be running. Like, nope. I am... Whoa, what have I done? Why am I tilted? Fuck. Why is my vision tilted? Great, now we've got a Dutch angle. Well, it is a demo. I thought maybe I pressed something. Maybe there's a button. Let's see, input. That's all we got is input. Mouse sensitivity. Alright. Well. No choice, I guess. It's my daughter's room during the night. I heard strange noise. I came in, she wasn't in her bed, and the window was wide open. I'm sure she was abducted by those things. Oh. Boy. Oh, this is fucked up. The tilted angle isn't helping. Is it just gonna be on the couch watching TV? Oh my god. How could you watch a fucking UFO porno at a time like this? As a child, headaches began to bother me. They torture me to this day. I went to the doctor dozens of times, but no one could explain the reason for their occurrence. Recently, strange, unpleasant tingling sensations in the back of my head have started as well. Now I understand why the doctors could not determine the cause of the migraines. The answer is simple: abduction. I remembered the alien abduction when I found my old diary. It was then that the migraines began. Cuts that I noticed then behind the ear were a trace of them. I'm sure they've implanted something in me. Kind of emitter or transmitter or implant. Because of this, I forgot everything. I definitely decided I would get it. I'm not crazy. Little jar with a strange device. This is a little extra on the nose. Everything here, they're going for a big swing with this one. How big is that implant? Oh, I guess it's kind of small. Where's the alien outside that's gonna show itself to me? Where is he? I know it's gonna happen. Oh, fuck, I hate this. I actually genuinely hate this. Alright, well, it's a little cheesy. I mean, the knocking on the door, are the aliens knocking? If there's a jump scare. Oh my god. That got me a little bit. They're the tall grays, huh? It won't turn on. Haven't you read your UFO stories? Come on. You know what they're capable of. In the full game, you will find the large territory of Gray's Wood Farm and a full story of an alien abduction. I'll tell you what. It was cool. It goes real big and not too subtle. And I'm wondering, after you show the alien and the like fucking UFO up close, where do you go from there? I don't know how much of this you can do. I think you could probably get a few hours out of it if you start even slower than that. And you kind of start at a place where, okay, there's no lights. You know, you go for your first night of investigation, there's no lights. Couple weird little things, sure, but, you know, an uneasiness, a draft. You go back a second night, you think you see a light, maybe you see a couple lights, a couple more weird things. Okay, third night, there's lights. And then when you get a glimpse of the alien, maybe you just see, like, a limb, or, like, part of its head. And then later on, you see more and more and more, and then, you know, I guess, are they gonna do an abduction? Because that's not gonna work. The tension of the abduction is just gonna be, like, it's gonna be burst, because it's gonna be cheesy. It's like perfect dark. Joanna! There's an abduction! Like, you know, you, like, on the operating table and all that stuff. Less is more. But, good demo. I actually, was genuinely scared for a short time there. There was a couple moments for sure. And if they can find a way to ratchet that tension up slowly and continue doing weird, interesting alien shit, I would play the full game. That's my 2 cents that literally nobody asked for. And just consider it like a little bonus content. Pretty cool. Pretty weird. It's called They Are Here. Alien abduction horror. Alright. Well, hope you enjoyed that. And my alien discussion. Feel free to rebuke me in some way. I don't mind. I'm not really that into the alien idea. Unless... What was that noise? Guys, there's a light out my window right now. Holy shit. Do you hear that? What's that noise? It's not me typing. Alien abduction sounds into YouTube. I'm not doing that. Oh my god. They're real.
Soundsmack.com.
Fuck.